Okay, so it is 10 o'clock Eastern time, which is the time that we said that we would start. And like EOS meetings, we were going to start on time and end on time. So for those of you who missed it as you were just joining, my name is Julie Diamond. I am a franchise sales leader here at EOS Worldwide. With me today is my counterpart, Barb Yeakey. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. Nice. Wish I could meet you, across the room from us, but we'll make this do.
Yes. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining us today. We are just thrilled to be here to share with you what it looks like to become an EOS implementer and a franchise owner, and to help you determine if this might be the right fit for you. Before we get started, though, I just wanted to mention a few housekeeping items. We do have you all on mute, and that's just to eliminate any background noise, and your videos are off. But I just wanted to mention that we're going to be changing this from a presentation to an interactive Q&A session at the end. So at that time, what that's going to look like is we're going to move you all to panelists. We're going to invite you to become a panelist. And what that means is you accept that, and that gives you the control to share your video if you'd like, to open up your own mic, and that way we can just make it a little bit more conversational so everybody can hear your question, and we can go from there. So with that, I'm going to share my screen.
I'll stop my video here.
All right. Hopefully everybody can see that. And advance forward. Perfect. So our agenda today is to cover 5 specific items to get you the information that you need to ultimately determine whether or not there's going to be a fit here. So first, I'm going to share how EOS got started so that you can get to know us a little bit. Second, I'm going to cover the 4 key ingredients that are needed to be a successful franchisee. The third item is about the EOS process, basically the business model and the support that you're buying, and what we refer to as the EOS life, or what your life could look like once you are a franchisee. And finally, agenda item number 4 is talking about next steps in the process for you becoming a professional EOS implementer franchise owner. Then we're going to end with the Q&A portion of the webinar so that you can ask questions. All right, so let's get started with agenda item number 1, talking about how EOS got started. Fascinating story. EOS was created by Gino Wickman, who himself is a lifelong entrepreneur and a true visionary. Gino's entrepreneurial story began when he was only 21 years old. And by the time he was 25, Gino was leading his family's company from being an underperforming company to becoming a thriving company. During that same time that Gino was running his family's company, he, together with some of his close colleagues, started a CEO networking peer group, the Detroit chapter of EO, the Entrepreneurs Organization. That took off, and it began to grow in size right away, with other CEOs seeing the value in this platform because they were able to collaborate, knowledge share, and learn from each other. So why am I mentioning this? Why is this important? Well, it's because during this time of Gino running a business and collaborating with his colleagues in EO is when Gino had a moment of clarity. All of these entrepreneurs were having the similar issues that Gino was having, and he wanted to find a way to help solve them. What if he could not only track these recurring problems, but also create a reliable set of tools to fix them? So with this passion stirring in Gino is when he started cobbling together what is known today as EOS. Simply put, it's a business system he developed to help entrepreneurial companies. In 2005, Gino partnered with Don Tinney, himself an entrepreneur. He wanted to teach Don the system so that he could go out and implement EOS with his clients to prove that the EOS system worked, and it did. In 2007, Gino's book, Traction, was placed on Amazon, and purely from word of mouth endorsements, the book was flying off the shelves. And as a matter of fact, I believe it's tomorrow is World Traction Day, Global Traction Day. It is actually a registered day, and it is the celebration of 15 years of traction being available. So from there, the EOS community formed, and EOS officially became a legal entity in January of 2008. So today, we not only have the book traction, but we've also got a library of books with over 1 million entrepreneurs reading them from around the world, and now in several languages. Can you imagine just owning a franchise with that much ongoing marketing? The entrepreneurs that took a risk and joined Gino and Don back in 2008 has now expanded to a community of over 450 professional EOS implementer franchise owners that spans the globe. Currently, over 110,000 companies are using our tools, like the ones that are found in Traction. And the ongoing demand we're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg of who needs our help. As a franchisee, you will have the opportunity to service these companies. EOS Worldwide did move to a franchise model in early 2021. Franchisees will now benefit throughout the world to be able to run a consistent, scalable, and abundance-minded company. EOS Implementer franchise owners have a plethora of support in running their business with EOS Worldwide, providing them not only with the initial training needed to start their business, but the tools and resources to continue to grow and master their craft to be the best. Support like a CRM tool, their own website. You're seeing a sample of that right now on the screen. One-on-one coaching, and access to an abundance-minded EOS community who truly want to help one another run a successful business and make sure that everyone is equipped with what they need to be the best EOS implementer for their clients. And this is a unique franchise in that there are no territories or royalty fees. More to come on that during the Q&A. So that's a little bit about EOS. Now, let me move on to agenda item number 2 and figure out if you are the right person for the franchisee seat. As an implementer, you will be teaching your clients the importance of having the right people in the right seats. We also feel passionate about making sure that this is the right seat for all of our franchisees. So as we go through this list of characteristics, ask yourself, is this me? This is what we call the 4 key ingredients, or GWC. Get it, want it, and have the capacity to do it. The 4 keys are story, network, passion, and EOS Pure. So let's go through these and see if you see yourself. Starting with the story. Many EOS implementers are entrepreneurs themselves, coming from a wide variety of backgrounds. Most have started or owned a business or two, or they've been on a leadership role of an entrepreneurial company, or they have experience as a professional business coach. It's because of their experiences that they not only have gained valuable knowledge, but they've been in the trenches themselves. And because of this experience, they can relate to other business leaders and with what they're dealing with. The leadership teams feel confident with their implementers' help because they're not just talking the talk, they've actually walked in their shoes. So as you're thinking about yourself, think hard about your story. Would it tell an entrepreneurial leadership team that you've been there and done that? Would they feel comfortable trusting you to help them? Moving on to network. Let's be clear, a professional EOS implementer is a business owner and also owns the responsibility to build and grow their business. Getting started, an implementer relies on the network they've built over the years. Now it's a matter of advancing those relationships and growing new ones. Being diligent and making calls, speaking at networking events, and all the other activities needed to bring in leads and ramp up a business. If doing the sales and business development side of growing a business is not attractive to someone, then being a professional EOS implementer would not be a good fit. On to the passion, the why. If you asked an EOS implementer, why do you love what you're doing? The answer to that question most often goes something like this, and that's because we ask this of them a lot. They would say, because it's my passion to help leaders. Coaching entrepreneurs and leadership teams through the EOS process and teaching the tools to help leadership teams with their business and, quite honestly, change their lives. It's amazing, and it's what lights me up every day. So think about what you love to do. What is your purpose? What is your why? Is it helping others? Do you love having the ability to coach, teach, and facilitate leadership teams so that they can run a better business? So with delivering EOS purely, to want to be a professional EOS implementer, you need to believe in the EOS system. You need to love the simplicity of how it works and how it helps businesses. It's not about making changes or tweaking the process to make it better. There's no need to. One of the many beauties of EOS is it's proven. It works. It's a proven system to help business leaders get what they want from their business. So you don't have to design your own system or make improvements to an existing system, because then it might not work. Instead, EOS implementers want to be the best implementer for their clients, and that's why they keep training, learning through the EOS worldwide training programs, and collaborating with other professional EOS implementers, the EOS community. Now let's move on to agenda item number 3, how an EOS implementer works with their clients. Who are their target market clients? And what is the process of engagement? And what is this EOS life that you probably heard us talking about? When an EOS implementer is working with their leadership teams, they are making them better in 3 things we call vision, traction, and healthy. Vision just means getting the leadership team 100% on the same page with where they're going and how they're going to get there. Traction means instilling discipline and accountability throughout the organization so that no matter where they're going, everyone is executing on the same vision. And healthy means making the leadership team a more cohesive, functional, open and honest, fun-loving team, because most of the time, unfortunately, they're not. EOS is a way of harmonizing and orchestrating all of the moving parts of a business to help a company run a better business and, frankly, live a better life. The kinds of organizations that EOS implementers work best with are entrepreneurial. Most of them have between 10 to 250 employees. Their leaders and owners are growth-oriented and open-minded. They are willing to be open and honest and vulnerable with themselves and the people around them. Implementing EOS is a journey to help a business with strengthening the 6 key components of their business: vision, people, data, process, issues, and the 6th key component is traction, which is the EOS model, which is what you're looking at right now. The process is simple. It starts with a short, warm introduction call where an EOS implementer introduces EOS to a decision maker, explaining what the 3 cornerstones of EOS are: vision, traction, and healthy. From there, the process quickly moves on to being invited to meet with the leadership team to share their 90-minute meeting introduction of what EOS is and how it can help the leadership team. During the 90-minute meeting, the leadership team is introduced to the EOS model, the 6 key components of their business that I just showed you before. The 90-minute meeting is a free introduction. It is not a sales pitch. It's not pressing or meant to coerce teams, but instead it's informative, open, honest, and it clarifies what EOS is, the process, and how it will help them. And what I love is that there are no contracts or obligations that a client needs to sign to get started. And the EOS implementer will explain during the 90-minute meeting that if a client feels that they haven't received value, they are not obligated to pay the session fee. That is our guarantee. So when a leadership team decides to move on, their first paid session day is called Focus Day. And the next 2 sessions, which are typically 30 days apart, are called Vision Building Day 1 and Vision Building Day 2. The goal being that after the first 3 paid sessions with the leadership team, that's about 60 to 90 days, is for the leadership team to start seeing results right away, having implemented the 5 foundational tools: the Vision Traction Organizer, the accountability chart, rocks, the level 10 meeting, and the scorecard. From there, the leadership team transitions into full execution mode, which means that an EOS implementer runs their quarterlies and their 2-day annuals. And this helps them gain traction and implement the EOS tools throughout their business until they've mastered all 20 tools in the toolbox and they've achieved 80% or more strength in each of the 6 key components. So remember what I said before, an EOS implementer is coaching the business on how to best use EOS tools, methods, and concepts within the EOS system. This is so that over time, they are running on EOS themselves and they don't need their EOS implementer anymore. The journey for an EOS client typically averages around 2 years of 10 to 12 full-day sessions. Or if you want to think about this on an annual basis, EOS implementers typically have 5 to 6 sessions per year with each of their clients. And a session day is defined as 7 hours plus or minus an hour. So hopefully you're catching on that there is a common theme going on among professional EOS implementers. They all share the same passion of making a difference in others' lives, doing what they love to do, getting compensated for the value they deliver, and still leaving them lots of time for other passions. This, along with hanging out with a community of like-minded people that share their same core values, is what we call living the EOS life. It is a guiding principle among those that chose this path. And I can personally tell you, having worked alongside this talented, abundance-minded, help-first community has been amazing. They love the freedom of running their own business and they love the work that they do each and every day. But what I personally think is so special is not only seeing all of the awesome work that they're doing with helping companies and communities, but their willingness and desire to help their fellow EOS implementers. By sharing their unique experiences and also drawing on their differences, everyone's voice has an opportunity to be heard and everyone adds value to building the special EOS community. EOS Worldwide and its community of implementers is built on a set of core values. These are values that we live and breathe every day. If you're thinking you might want to hang out with us, then it's important for you and for us that you share these values. You will find that EOS implementers are humbly confident, open, honest, real. Confident not because they're arrogant know-it-alls, but because they show up well practiced and prepared to deliver the best and they're ready to make a positive difference. Grow or die, driven to maximize every situation to take themselves and their clients to the next level. Help first, always giving value before expecting anything in return. Do the right thing, doing whatever it takes to resolve every issue so people can move forward as if mom were watching. And do what we say, sometimes more, but never less. And sometimes that means learning how to say no. If you don't share EOS's core values or becoming a professional EOS implementer, it's not your passion, that's okay. It's not right or wrong. It's more about knowing who you are, what your unique abilities are, what you love doing, and who you love hanging out with. For those of you who are passionate about helping businesses, and you feel that you have what it takes to be a successful professional EOS implementer and you want to learn more, then you will want to listen carefully to agenda item number 4, which is how one would get their franchise business started as a professional EOS implementer. What is the application process, the training, the support, the ongoing learning, and what does EOS Worldwide and the EOS community do specifically to help accelerate new professional implementers to mastery? And what does that path look like? Well, being on this webinar is step number 1 in the process. So good job. You can mark that one as done. Step 2 would be to fill out our short application. This will help us get to know you a little bit better. Really think of it as a questionnaire. There are, certain required fields and others are just more information if you'd like to give it to us. I think that Barb is populating that in the chat in case anybody wants to get a head start. So after you complete the application, you will be asked to set up a one-on-one Zoom call with either me or my colleague, Barb. Our goal for this call is to have an engaging conversation to get to know you and help you assess if becoming a professional EOS implementer is the right journey for you, as well as answering any more detailed questions that you might have. In addition to getting to know us, we're going to encourage you to do your own research by introducing yourself to professional and certified implementers in the community. You'll want to do your own due diligence to learn other stories, ask them detailed questions so that you can get the information needed to decide if this is the right fit for you. They're very used to this. So you can go to our directory, look people up, tell them you're interested, and they will talk to you. It's sometimes a little daunting, but it's true. Our community is very help first. They do live that core value. We will also help you with an introduction to one of our EOS Implementer coaches or community leaders to further help with the evaluation process as well. During this stage, we can also help you explore more by providing you with the franchise disclosure document, which we refer to as the FDD. The FDD provides the nuts and bolts description of owning and operating an EOS franchise. It explains the relationship between the franchisee and the franchisor, your initial investment, and other important information. The FTC requires that this needs to be supplied to potential franchise owners for a minimum of 14 days before any offer could be extended. So once all of that happens, and if you move forward, the next step then would be signing a franchise agreement. Then you would jump into getting trained and acclimated to start your business. That starts with our online training called Basecamp and signing up for an upcoming bootcamp training. Basecamp, that's where it all starts. This is where an EOS implementer will initially start learning how to implement EOS. It's far beyond the Traction Library. You're going to find everything you need to guide leadership teams through the EOS process. It's a complete knowledge base of training, materials, tools, and references. It initially gets you acclimated to all the tools, the process, how to set up sessions with your leadership teams, the basics of implementing EOS from A to Z. And it's an ongoing learning platform that you will utilize to help you review and prepare for each session. Gino himself dives into Basecamp to go through each lesson plan prior to his sessions, so he's prepared. There's over 100 training videos, so it will keep you very busy. Bootcamp. Bootcamp is an interactive, content-rich course that will show you how to use EOS to build the coaching business that you want by helping others get what they want from their business. There's no theory or flavor of the month here. It's all real world and practical. The bootcamp training is a one-time training. It's 3 days, actually it's 3.5 days of live intense training that, together with Basecamp, your own certified EOS implementer coach, the support of the EOS community and EOS worldwide, will give you the launching pad needed to get your business started the right way. The bootcamp training is a small group. There is never more than 16 participants, with one of our best facilitators that is a certified or expert implementer themselves, facilitating and teaching the class, along with your own implementer coach attending the training. You are required to be at training 100% of the time. So please commit to blocking off the entire 3.5 days to devote to EOS completely. During the training, you will learn the best ways to generate warm leads to build your client list. You'll learn how to create the context with a potential client by delivering a powerful, warm introduction and 90-minute meeting. You will learn powerful practical insights and how to work with entrepreneurial leadership teams and how to clarify your personal business plan so you can achieve the future that you want for yourself. Much of this intensive training is to cover the context behind EOS, what we call our secret sauce, and why it works. Once you've registered for bootcamp, we will connect you with your personal coach. This coach is a certified EOS implementer running their own successful practice, but in addition, they give back to the community by helping their mentees and the community as a whole grow, be successful, and live their EOS life. Every implementer will have a coach for their lifetime as an implementer. The bootcamp training consists of the first 2 days are the intense learning, and it ends on the 3rd day with an introduction to others in the EOS community through attending the EOS Quarterly Collaborative Exchange. That's what we refer to as the QCE, because Quarterly Collaborative Exchange is very long and tongue twisting. So QCE, just remember that as the quarterly meeting. QCE, it's a rich, sharpening 9-hour day of collaboration, interaction with professional EOS implementers in the community. They will reconnect from around the world to learn, grow, share ideas, resolve questions and real world issues. Once a quarter, everyone comes together to pursue mastery, all with a desire to give and help one another. Everyone leaves lifted, sharpened, and fully energized to deliver more value in sessions with their leadership teams. To help the EOS community collaborate and share, EOS has set up numerous collaboration programs in addition to the QCE. These are events like the opportunity to join smaller groups within the EOS community called T groups. T stands for traction, and our regional communities of implementers called metro communities or MCEs, lots of acronyms. So don't worry about memorizing or remembering any of those. We'll tell you a million times. So besides these, there's also a ton of real-time sharing of information done daily on our EOS community Slack online chat forums. And every Monday, our EOS community sets time aside in their calendar to join the 2-hour collaborative live Zoom call. These Monday calls are to help everyone share and solve their issues that they're having working with their leadership teams and how to better grow their business by sharing business development ideas, tips, great nuggets of information so that everyone can learn and grow. Another support feature we offer is what we call our warm leads program. As a professional EOS implementer, you can opt in to receive a lead that comes directly from EOS Worldwide. And I'd like to mention that the sharing of leads is not only happening through the Warm Leads program, but also among the community of implementers themselves. And how all of this works, we'd be happy to go into more detail on our one-on-one call. Okay, so let's quickly review some items that you would need to consider before we get into the Q&A. So after signing the franchise agreement, your one-time investment to own your franchise is a $5,000 franchise fee and a $30,000 boot camp training for a total of $35,000. And this is in US dollars for anybody international on the call. Those are your one-time fees. There is a monthly professional EOS implementer fee of $995 per month, which includes the ongoing training that you have access to in Basecamp, access to the professional EOS implementer community, along with all 4 QCE events, having your own coach, your own EOS implementer microsite, that website that we showed you earlier, a CRM tool, access to the lead generation program, and all of those collaboration programs that I had mentioned before within the EOS community. We currently offer bootcamp trainings 4 to 6 times per quarter. The dates and locations can be found on our website. So hopefully through what I've shared, you can see that all of us here at EOS Worldwide are devoted to training and supporting individuals who want to become masterful EOS implementers and live the EOS life. Okay, enough listening to me. So this is what we're going to do now as we get ourselves ready for the Q&A. I'm going to share a video of some of our implementers talking about their experience as an implementer. And while the video is playing, Barb and I are going to start inviting you to become a panelist. Again, you'll need to accept this invitation, and it only means that you will have the power to unmute yourself and share your screen if you'd like. So, or share your video, I should say. So, you know, it's not scary. It just makes it a little bit more interactive for us. So with that, I'm going to get us over here and start the video, and then we'll start promoting you all to panelists.
I really love the concept of the EOS life. So it's doing what you love with people you love, being properly compensated, time for other passions, and like the biggest part for me is making a positive impact in the world. That's really why I do what I do.
A lot of entrepreneurs value freedom, and EOS has given me the ability to work hard but also have times where I'm doing other things.
If you want to be an EOS implementer, your primary motivation should be that you want to help people.
The most powerful part of the day for me is getting to hear the amazing things that they've done since we were last together.
My typical day as an EOS implementer, when in session, is about a 10 to 12 hour day, prepping ahead of an 8-hour session, doing follow-up afterwards, and then finally doing emails. But there's about 30 of those in a quarter. So there's this nice balance and rhythm to being an EOS implementer where we work really hard for those session days, but then we can do other things.
So one of the things I love about my EOS practice is the fact that I can kind of shut it down and separate and disconnect.
Since EOS, I've seen me grow and develop as a human. I think I'm making greater contributions on the human side of my life, and I'm also making greater contributions in terms of the business side and the entrepreneurial side of my life.
I've always been a huge lover of horses. They are my spirit animal, so to speak. My EOS life is all about being out here on the farm, having the horses, having some space, enjoying nature.
Many years ago, I wrote down on my personal plan that I wanted to learn how to fly. That's a childhood dream of mine. Well, one thing led to another, and I met a pilot, learned about a pilot training company in town that is best in class, and who actually has become an EOS client of mine as well, which is super fun. And I learned how to fly.
If someone is thinking about becoming an EOS implementer, I would want to let them know that it is some of the hardest work you'll ever do, but it's also some of the most rewarding.
On the first day of EOS, we talk about EOS being a journey to be your best. As EOS implementers, we are on that same journey.
I want to help them make a transformation every time we meet together.
The most satisfying thing for me as an EOS implementer is the ability to make a difference in people's lives.
We got a pool this year, thanks to EOS.